Hello everybody. Excuse me. Welcome to Sick of Shit Broadcasting. I'm the host of this program, as you well know, Mr. Sick of Shit. Because just like you, I'm sick of this shit. Sick of it all. There's so much going on. The country is tumbling downhill. Maybe not as quickly as others, but it's going down. Slowly but surely. The white-haired troll is making sure of it. What do we do? I'm not really sure what to tell anybody at this point. We've got toxic smoke in the air that we're breathing. When it rains, toxins are going into the soil. Whatever we grow or try to grow, God knows what could be in the food because of this. As if that's not bad enough, we've got thousands upon thousands, I mentioned this before, single fighting age men, oftentimes pretty young, coming across that border. I don't believe they're being sent home. I don't know about you, but I don't believe it. There were 3 bomb attacks, either today or yesterday, in D.C. 3 different businesses that were bombed by the same person, a foreigner. Now, I'm not saying that all foreigners are bad. I'm not saying that at all. A lot of them are very sweet, kind-hearted people. I know. Believe me, I know. I work in retail, and I deal with a lot of them. A lot of the people I come in contact with are the sweetest people you could ever want to meet. But not all of them are. I was talking to a Mexican customer just a couple of days ago, and he said, be aware, not all Mexicans are nice. Yeah, I know that. And we both had ourselves a little conversation about MS-13, and we both agreed. I see any tattoos with that logo, that emblem on anybody, I'm getting them away from my register as soon as possible. Ring them up, get them out, and make sure you be very professional. Don't say anything, just let it go. I see graffiti in our men's room every so often from what is obviously Latino gangs that have come across the border. And now they're in Louisville, have been for quite some time. It's very upsetting. Every time I see the graffiti in there, I get the graffiti remover and I'm wiping it off, because I do. Once I saw their shit in the men's room when I was working at Circle K, and I got my own little Sharpie and made my own statement. Think twice, because the American people, the people of Kentucky, we're not going to tolerate any shit. We'll bring you down. You'll be sorry you ever messed with us. That's basically what I said. And I meant it. At least for me, I meant it. I don't care who it is. I really don't. Then, of course, I can understand why these people would want to do harm to this country, but why not go after the mayor's office, governor, somewhere like that? The politicians are the enemy, not the people. The people are just brainwashed and vote for the wrong people. And I don't care whether these people claim to be a Republican or a Democrat. They are the wrong people to vote for at this point. The only ones that might possibly do any good for this country at all at this point would be maybe independents and libertarians, and I'm not really 100% sure about them. But the whole reason that these people from other countries are so upset with this country, it's a very good reason they have to be upset. Not only has our military gone into many countries and decimated them. I mean, killing a lot of innocent civilians, destroying their homes, businesses, livelihoods. These people have very good reason to be pissed off at this country, and I can understand why they'd be pissed off at the people, because we vote these same asswipes in all the time, and they keep doing the same things. Most of them, they keep doing the same things all the time. They destroy other countries with the military, and if the military is not enough, then American corporations go into these countries. They pay off the politicians there to enact laws that favor the corporations over the people. Sound familiar? Kind of like what's been happening here for a long time, but is coming to a head. I recently got some mail from my current workplace telling me that because I recently got a promotion, I'm eligible for insurance, so, and your point is, I have a $5,000 deductible. Please, by the time I'm done paying that, I have to start all over again. Who cares? Then they want to tell me about 401k. Well, who gives a shit about 401k when these are the very people that are rolling out CBDC in conjunction with the Federal Reserve, which by the way, if you haven't figured it out yet, is not a federal bank. It is not even connected in any way with the government. And I really might as well say that they're all one and the same, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be separate entities. An international bank, just like any other bank calling itself federal, or a credit union. My credit union calls itself a federal credit union, but it's not in any way connected to the federal government. At any rate, CBDCs, the central bank digital currency, is going to have an expiration date. Are you aware of that? Who cares about a 401k that has money in it, or alleged money, that has an expiration date? By the time I'm old enough to use any of it, for all I know, it won't even be anything in it, because it may have expired. And of course, you have anything openly and publicly to say negative in any way about any of these people, and what do you think they're going to do? They're going to freeze your bank account because they don't like what you had to say about them. We saw what happened with the truck drivers in Canada. Don't even think for a second that it can't happen here. You have any idea how many things that people have said throughout the course of my life would never happen in this country? And guess what happened during the last 3 years? I couldn't tell you how many times I heard people say, we'll always have freedom of religion, of worship. Nobody's going to ever tell anybody they can't go to church. They did. They even arrested people for going to church. I'll never forget that pastor in Louisiana. I don't remember his last name. It was Tony somebody. I actually talked to him on the phone for a little while. They arrested the pastor. Yeah, they sure as hell did. For holding service in his own church. So I got news for you, people. Wake up. Smell the poo-poo. Smell the shit. Because we've seen things happen in the last 3 years already that people said would never happen here. And did. People in New York being beaten up in the streets because they weren't wearing a mask outside. Yeah. And the whole thing was not about anything but grabbing control. That's all it was about. Grabbing control. Putting people under the governmental thumb. And we let them do it. And now, of course, Bill Gates, of course, he's been saying for quite some time, the next serious threat is going to be smallpox. And it probably will be. Next time it'll probably be real. But I'm not going to believe that anything has come our way unless I see evidence, which I was not seeing any evidence in my daily life that what these people were saying over the last 3 years had any truth to it. I saw no evidence in front of my face at all. That's what I believe, what I'm seeing versus what I don't see. If I start seeing people falling dead in the street, then I'm going to believe that something is not right. Am I going to believe that it had anything to do with anything other than one of these of some sort? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on what I see with my own eyes. And I believe a lot of people are going to feel the same way. Now we know that Fauci, the lousy, was lying through his teeth from the very beginning, and he knew he was. Of course, I figured all that out 3 months into it, but a lot of people didn't. At any rate, France has descended into chaos, and we are likely to be next. Well, not necessarily next right away next, but you might want to be giving some consideration to putting a turkey aside and maybe a ham for Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, if you eat ham for Christmas. Put something aside. If you've got a deep freeze, put a turkey in there, put a ham in there. If you don't, I would get one. I would keep both, because according to what I'm hearing, September, August, I'd forgotten to mention that, August 22nd, BRICS is going to be making a statement in South Africa telling the world that none of them are going to any longer be purchasing anything with dollars. That's August 22nd. That's supposed to come up. I wonder how long it's going to be after they make that statement that the shit's going to hit the fan. Because I got news for you. If they do make this statement August 22nd, I bet you the stock market is going to go way, way down very soon after they do. I bet you. So, there you have it. I would strongly advise getting your holiday main course in advance. Maybe even getting the whole meal in advance. Anything that's not going to go bad anyway. Because you might not be able to find what you need, much less what you want, when the time comes. Will anybody be able to afford to even heat their home this winter? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't even know for sure exactly at this point what my fate's going to be. It's kind of in the air right now. I'm just trusting in God that He's going to make a way. Somehow, He's going to make a way. I suggest you be in prayer and get ready as best you can. Until next time, Mr. Sick of Shit, signing out.